Hello, you have been accepted to our unaccredited Bible school. Why I think these programs need to be possibly abandoned. I think just kind of looking at what all is going on with the Bethel scandal, whatever you want to call it, that's going on there. I know people were just, you know, these ministers start these Bible schools and then people want to go there because it's like you're getting to rub elbows with these famous pastors that have some sort of special powers that they really don't. So these kids want to go to these schools. They graduate high school and then they get accepted and they go, but they're unaccredited and you're there for like 2 or 3 years, some of them maybe. It's insane. And you leave and you graduate and they have like these internships and they get you nothing. I think people, you think you're going to get this experience or whatever, and it's just subpar education and it's wasting money and it's wasting time. And it's heartbreaking to see these kids get accepted into these programs. Again, I think it's really just for the stars. These famous pastors are going to be there and they're going to share their expertise with you. And really, these evangelical charismatic pastors have so many of their own issues that they are not capable or knowledgeable to be even teaching these programs. And the sad thing is these young kids spend all this time there and they really can't get careers afterwards. I don't necessarily believe that you have to have a master's in divinity or theology to be a pastor, because there's nothing in the Bible that indicates that. But I do think that you need to prove for a longer period of time. Again, I'll just reference back to my experience with the credentialing with the Assembly of God. It's just like, okay, so I have a degree in religion. I studied at Liberty University, and I have that knowledge of being in the School of Theology, getting my bachelor's degree, but then the Assemblies of God required me to get some additional classes in order to get credentialed. And so you just take a few tests, you basically can, you just interview and they just hand anyone a license, which is really, really sad. And so we have, just from my experience of these people that are called to ministry, being handed credentials and really having very limited Bible knowledge, there really needs to be some many years of dedication shown in the church of just understudy if you are not actually going to get your master's in divinity, of just the commitment and understanding what the runnings of a church is, because we're handing out these credentials and like the average time for like a pastor to be a pastor is like 2 years. These people have no experience. They're so immature. They don't have Bible knowledge. And it's just a cycle. It's a cycle. Get called to ministry. Go to this school. So go to a real college. Get a real degree. And if you really are called to ministry, you can be understudying a pastor in your free time while also going to college and also studying these other, getting theology classes and getting those things. Don't waste your time getting an unaccredited degree. If you want to get your master's in theology, find the lowest, cheapest way to do it. So you're not going $200,000 in debt with, and then going to be a pastor. Pray about it, but let's stop handling these licenses out like they're candy, because they are, to immature people. And let's stop encouraging children to go to these unaccredited ministry schools that are leaving people unequipped and then unable to get real jobs. And then they're just lost and confused, and then they go work at Starbucks. So let's do away with the unaccredited ministry school. It's just a starstruck thing that we're sending these poor kids to, and they're getting harmed emotionally, mentally, spiritually, physically in these places. Let's do better. Let's do better. Let's really make sure that these people aren't just getting called for attention and then going to these unaccredited ministry schools. Let's have them understudy for years, maybe with various pastors, and get a good, solid biblical foundation before just having these people serve as a youth pastor for a year or two with no real experience. We can do better. We can do much better.